If your heart is not ready to listen to the words I've carefully prepared for you, words meant to guide you through the season that lies ahead, you may leave this message. But if you truly care for me, my beloved child, I want you to stay with me for the next 7 minutes. Because in these 7 minutes, I am going to place 7 blessings over your life. Just remain here, speak to me, open your soul even a little, and you will begin to notice something shifting inside you. The problems that once felt enormous, the wounds that felt too deep, the storms that looked impossible to survive, they will start losing their power. Their noise will fade. Their weight will lessen. You will begin to feel that the shadows that frightened you are no longer towering over your spirit. I have stood beside you in every chapter. Yes, even in the chapters where you assumed I had abandoned you. There has not been a single beat of your existence where my eyes were not watching over you. I saw you in the moments when your tears went unnoticed by the world. I saw you when you forced a smile just to hide the ache buried inside your chest. I know the battles you fought quietly, the heaviness you carried alone, the thoughts you couldn't even speak out loud. You have endured experiences that many people will never realize, let alone understand. And yet you kept moving. You kept breathing. You kept standing. My child, that persistence wasn't because you were stronger than others. It was because I kept pouring strength into your spirit every time you felt like collapsing. Even when you didn't recognize my presence, I was the one lifting you. When you believed it was your willpower, I was the one reinforcing you. When you thought it was luck that saved you, it was actually my hand shielding you from dangers you never knew existed. When you felt like you made it through on your own, you didn't. I was carrying you, step by step, breath by breath. I softened the blows that were meant to break you. I blocked arrows you never saw coming. I stood with you in the darkest hour, the hour you believed no one cared. I cared. I always did. Now listen quietly and listen deeply. You must stop believing that you are stuck. You are not stuck. You are being prepared. You are being shaped. You are being positioned. Life was never designed to be flawless, and I never promised you a journey free of storms. But I did promise you one thing: I would not leave you. And I haven't. Not once. Not for a moment. Behind the curtain of your life, I have been arranging things in ways you cannot even imagine. Aligning situations, redirecting your steps, removing certain people, introducing new ones, shaping opportunities, and closing doors that would have harmed you. Every movement I make is for your good. You feel delayed. You feel like you missed your moment. But hear me, nothing you have done and nothing that has been done to you has the authority to cancel my plan for your life. Your mistakes do not define you. Your failures do not limit you. Your heartbreaks do not disqualify you. I write the story of your life and I am nowhere near finished with it. Not today. Not ever. So I need you to release the timelines you created for yourself. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. Let go of the urge to constantly prove your worth. You don't have to impress me. You don't have to earn my affection. I chose you before you took your first breath. Before you achieved anything. Before you failed at anything. You already belong to me. My love for you doesn't rise or fall based on your performance. I love you because you came from me. You are mine. And nothing you could ever do will make me change that. Right now, at this very moment, I want you to stop resisting that truth. Stop punishing yourself for what I have already forgiven. Stop reliving mistakes that I have already buried. I do not hold your past against you. I am not here to judge you. I am here to restore you. You have been dragging weights that I never asked you to carry. Guilt, shame, fear, anxiety. These are not your identity. You were not born to live under them. You have worn them like armor, believing they protect you, but they've only blocked you from feeling my closeness. Lay them at my feet. You were never meant to fix everything. You were never created to carry the world on your own shoulders. You were made to walk with me, not without me. And I've been waiting patiently, not for your perfection, but for your honesty. Bring me your confusion. Bring me your anger. Bring me the disappointment you've bottled up for years. Bring me the hurt you don't tell anyone about. I can carry it. I can handle it. I'm not ashamed of your brokenness. I'm not repelled by your doubts. I'm not distant from your struggle. I am closer than your breath. And I am far more involved than you've ever realized. Understand this. Your past does not define who you are. The choices you regret, the moments you wish you could rewrite, the chances you think you lost. None of these things determine your worth in my eyes. I see everything within you, your wounds, your strength, your scars, your growth. And I still call you chosen. I still call you mine. I still call you redeemed. You are not the same person you once were. And even if people around you cannot see your transformation, I see it. Even if people remind you of who you used to be, I already buried that version of you. I see who you are becoming, and I love every step you're taking toward the future I prepared for you. Stop comparing your journey with the paths of others. You don't know what they're carrying. You don't need to rush to match their pace. I did not design your life to look like anyone else's. I am building something in you that is different. Something sacred, something powerful, something that won't always make sense to those around you. And that's all right. They don't need to understand your calling. You only need to trust that I understand it. And I do. Not with empty words, not with half-hearted devotion, but with your whole heart. I want you to surrender to me. Not only when life becomes unbearable, not only when everything seems to fall apart, but every single day you open your eyes. Choose me. Lean on me. Speak to me the moment your thoughts awaken. Let my presence be the first you seek and the last you rest in. I'm not just your God, I am your Father. I am not only the one who provides for you, I am the one who walks beside you as a friend. I desire to be part of your simplest moments, not just the miracles. I care about the ordinary just as deeply as the extraordinary. You were created to stay close to me, not to visit me occasionally when you feel desperate. You were formed for closeness, for connection, for communion with me. So let me into every room of your heart, not just the tidy corners you feel proud of, but the places you try to ignore. The messy rooms. The rooms filled with fears you've never spoken. The memories that still sting. The wounds that you pretend have healed. Let me step into those hidden places. Let me touch what still hurts. Let me show you that my love doesn't pull away from your weakness, it rushes toward it. You don't need to hide. You don't need to perform. You don't need to earn my affection. Just come as you truly are. I already know every part of you and I still choose you. Always. Your best days are not behind you. Your purpose has not expired. Your calling has not been canceled. Every promise I have spoken over your life still holds power. I have not changed my mind. I am still moving, still speaking, still leading you into what I designed for you. You are not forgotten. You are not unseen. You are not unloved. I see you. I hear you. I am with you, even right now, even in this moment. And now that you have taken a moment to sit with me, to let my words soften your heart, I want to take you deeper. Not only into my promises but into the strength I already planted inside you. I want to show you the incredible force within your mind, yes, your mind, and how the thoughts you entertain every single day quietly shape the direction of your life. You were created in my image, meaning you carry the power to imagine, to reason, to believe, to speak life, and to shape your reality with the thoughts you nurture. You are not a prisoner of your circumstances. You are not powerless in your waiting. You are not defeated by your confusion. You have the ability to align your thinking with my truth, and when you do, everything shifts. But too often, my children allow fear-filled thoughts to become their default setting. They don't even notice how silently negativity rewrites their identity, reshapes their decisions, and distorts how they see me. Worry, fear, bitterness, shame, resentment, hopelessness. These intruders slip in quietly, disguising themselves as practicality, caution, maturity, or just being realistic. But they are not from me. I never planted them in your heart. I have never whispered hopelessness into your future. So when hopelessness speaks, know this clearly, that voice is not mine. When you repeat thoughts that tear you down, when you allow words of discouragement to echo in your mind, when you agree with lies about your worth, you are unknowingly building walls that block the blessings you've been praying for. Listen carefully, your thoughts matter. They are seeds. And every seed you allow to stay grows. It grows into beliefs. Beliefs grow into actions. Actions shape your destiny. This is why I told you to renew your mind, not once, not occasionally, but daily. Because everyday life will hand you lies. Every day your past will try to speak. Every day the enemy will attempt to cloud your vision with doubt or fear. But I have given you a weapon, my word. My word is not just for reading, not just for learning, not just for quoting in difficult moments. My word is meant to replace the lies that try to take root in your mind. It replaces doubt with courage. It replaces fear with peace. It replaces confusion with clarity. Do you remember what I said? Be transformed by renewing your mind. That means lasting change doesn't begin with your surroundings, it begins inside your thoughts. If your thinking is sick, your soul will feel tired. If your thoughts are filled with darkness, your vision will blur and you will see life through a wounded lens. But when your mind is filled with truth, when you allow my voice to shape your thoughts, you will find strength, clarity, and peace even in the middle of the storm. Your mind is a battlefield, and whoever influences your thoughts influences your direction. So today I am asking for something deeper. Surrender your thoughts to me. Not just your actions, not just your behavior. Your thoughts, because your entire life begins there. You may ask, how can I think positively when so much has gone wrong? And I understand your question. I see the full story of your life. The heartbreaks, the betrayals, the disappointments you buried inside yourself. I don't ignore your pain. But hear me clearly, positive thinking is not pretending everything is perfect. It is not forcing a smile while you're breaking inside. It is not denying what hurts. The kind of positive thinking I teach is grounded in my reality, not the world's. It is built on truth, not illusion. The kind of positive thinking I am leading you into is not fantasy. It is confidence rooted in the truth that I am still in control. I am the one who can draw beauty out of ashes, who can turn what was broken into something breathtaking, who wastes nothing placed in my hands. Even when the path ahead seems invisible to you, I am still guiding your steps with purpose. To think with hope in a shattered world is to acknowledge that I am greater than what is shattered. It means looking not at what you lack but at who I am and what I am able to provide. It means holding on even with the smallest seed of faith, believing that good still waits for you in the days ahead. I'm not asking you to pretend the darkness doesn't exist. I'm asking you to remember that I am the light that overpowers it. When you choose to expect good even after heartbreak, you align yourself with my heart. When you speak words of life instead of sinking into complaint, you create atmosphere, space where miracles can breathe. When you refuse to replay failure and choose instead to speak my promises, you are not being unrealistic. You are obeying me. I told you clearly. Whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, think on these things. That wasn't casual advice. It was a divine instruction meant to guard your mind from slow destruction. Because the truth is simple, what you meditate on, you become. What you replay internally, you eventually express externally. If fear is what fills your thoughts, you will live as though danger is always near. If you cling to old pain, you will unintentionally damage your present. But if you fill your mind with my goodness, my power, my presence, my faithfulness, you will begin to see everything differently. Even the impossible will start to feel within reach, because your thinking will be shaped not by weakness but by my strength. This is one of the reasons I preserved my word for you. My word is not a list of demands, it is restoration for your mind, medicine for your thoughts, fuel for your spirit. Every time you speak it, every time you meditate on it, you realign your life with truth. You uproot lies that have lived far too long inside you. You build spiritual stamina. You nourish your faith and starve your fear. Don't wait for your world to collapse before you open my word. Make it your daily nourishment. Let it be the first voice you hear, before the news, before your phone, before the opinions of others. Let it be your anchor, especially when everything around you feels unstable. People around you will speak only from what they can see, facts, trends, circumstances, predictions. But I have called you to walk differently. I have called you to faith, not sight. And faith begins with your thoughts. You cannot live by faith while thinking with fear. You cannot pray for victory while imagining defeat. You cannot speak hope while clinging secretly to despair. Your prayers and your thoughts must come into agreement. Many of my children pray for peace but meditate on disaster. They ask for healing but internally brace for the worst. They ask for breakthrough but imagine doors closing. I hear every prayer, but I also see the mind behind the prayer. And I want to help your thoughts align with what your heart is requesting. You are stronger than you believe, not because of your own willpower but because my spirit lives inside you. And when you begin to think as I think, you will live the life I've always destined you for. You will walk confidently instead of shrinking in insecurity. You will speak with purpose instead of apology. You will rest in uncertainty rather than fear it. You will stop seeing yourself as a burden and finally recognize that you are a blessing. That is the power of a renewed mind. It doesn't just shift your emotions, it reshapes your identity. You are not who the world said you were. You are not the sum of your failures or traumas. You are who I say you are. And I call you loved, chosen, redeemed, equipped, anointed, worthy. So be careful with what you allow to live inside your mind. Not every thought deserves a home in your heart. Not every fear deserves your attention. When shame rises, declare my grace. When anxiety tightens your chest, speak my peace. When insecurity whispers, answer it with my promises. You don't have to be pushed around by your thoughts. You can lead them. You can take them captive. You can replace them with truth. You can reshape your mental patterns, not by striving but through the renewing power of my spirit. This won't always feel easy. Transformation rarely happens overnight. But with consistency, your inner world will shift. When my word becomes your foundation, positivity will no longer feel forced. It will become natural, effortless, steady. There is power in words, especially the ones you whisper to yourself. So speak intentionally. Stop calling yourself names I never gave you. Stop stamping failure onto a future I've already blessed. Begin declaring life over your day before it starts. Thank me for what I'm doing even before you see it. Proclaim that my grace is enough, that my joy is your strength, that your past has no authority over your future. This is not delusion. This is faith. This is how my children walk in power even when storms arise. This is how they keep going when others collapse. They think my thoughts. They cling to truth. They refuse to let lies take root. And when you do this, your life will reflect it. Your relationships will shift. Your courage will sharpen. Your capacity will expand. Because when your mind is fortified, your spirit becomes unshakable. I'm not promising a life free from challenges, but I am promising that challenges will no longer rule you. You won't panic every time something seems uncertain. You won't spiral whenever disappointment comes. You won't freeze at the unknown because your mind will be anchored in me. And a mind anchored in me cannot be drowned by storms. Do not underestimate how far I can take you once your thoughts align with my truth. Many people lose their breakthrough not because they lacked ability, but because they talked themselves out of it. They quit in their minds before the door ever opened. But I am shaping you differently. I am teaching you to see possibility where you've only seen limitation. To think like royalty, not like a prisoner of your past. To expect goodness, not disaster. To live with hope, not dread. That is true positive thinking. Not blind optimism, but faith rooted in truth, hope that refuses to die, vision that sees my hand in every season. So today, choose life with your thoughts. Speak truth over your situation. Declare my word when fear rises. And remember, every promise I've given still stands. My word isn't only for reading, it is for living. And if you allow it, it will protect your heart, renew your mind, and empower your entire life. You are not walking alone in this journey. I am with you, in every thought, in every step, in every quiet moment of choosing truth. Lean into me. Talk to me. Let me guide not only your choices but your thinking. And you will see what I can transform, not just around you but within you. I love you, my child. And I am not calling you to survive, I am calling you to rise, to grow, to flourish. And it all begins in the mind. Let me transform your thoughts and I will transform your life.